very glad you came today to our farewell luncheon for Gabi, although it's very hard for me to talk. Anyway, the sequence is as follows. We don't have a buffet, but they serve lunch and serve drinks. So I think it's on more than 13 years with the agency as one of the few female directors the agency has ever had. About her many virtues, many of them people call them typical German virtues, like punctuality and organizational skills and orderly procedures and thoroughness, etc. About the fact that she has brought order to the laboratories, that she reorganized the laboratories, that she became the director of the Safeguards Analytical Services not so long ago. And most importantly, about her biggest project, the ECAS project, which many of you may be aware, which is the refurbishment of the Safeguards Analytical Laboratories at Cyberstorf for the analysis of nuclear material samples taken in the field by inspectors. I'm not going to talk about anything of this, because a lot has been said and a lot will still be said before Gabi leaves us at the end of the month. I would like to concentrate on what Gabi has done for women at the agency, for Win IAEA, and about my personal relationship with Gabi. So, I first met Gabi, I looked at my emails this morning, in October 2004. At the end of October, there was a very inspirational luncheon entitled Engendering Equality, here in the Mozart room of the restaurant, which was organized by Gabi as the chair of the JAC subcommittee for gender concerns. And it was so inspirational that the same day I sent an email to Gabi and said I would like to join the committee, and she said, of course, sure, come along. So that committee at that time was in charge of looking at the gender questions in the agency and identifying issues and how to resolve those issues, and Gabi was very active with a couple of us on that committee. We also organized International Women's Day celebrations every year together with other VIC-based organizations, etc., etc. And then eventually Gabi thought it would be a good idea, why aren't there any gender focal points within the departments? So those gender focal points were created then, and eventually the subcommittee was allowed to die, and those gender focal points were supposed to take over. I don't have any most recent information about the activities of the gender focal points, but I think one of the things with the agency is, and Gabi has said this many times, I think we would need a dedicated high-level position to work on gender issues with the agency. As long as high-level people are dumped with this additional job, things will just not happen. Anyway, so this happened in the mid-2000s, and in 2005, Gabi had the idea, why don't we do a survey amongst the staff about gender issues and with the objective to improve gender balance, and in particular at the P category, because in those days, I think the percentage was 19% P, or 18 point something. So we evaluated those responses in 2006, and we got quite a lot of responses. And actually, I went through the actions this morning as well, and I could see that some of the actions are still waiting for implementation. So there's still a lot of work to be done on that. By the way, Jane, if you are interested in the results of that survey, I can give it to you.
Begin.
So Gabi has also been very active in Win Global. And at that time, hi Margaret. At that time, Win IAEA was in kind of, neither, please can you ask me. Win IAEA was in a kind of, in German you say Dornröschenschlaf, you know, the sleeping beauty that sleeps for 100 years until she's woken up by a prince. So there weren't really any activities. Sorry? 100 years. Oh, wasn't quite that long, but anyway, there was Annick Carnino, who was a director at the IAEA, who founded Win IAEA, but as soon as she left, there weren't any activities anymore. So one day, Gabi said, why don't we reinvigorate the chapter? So I thought, okay, good idea. So at that time we had about 15 members. Elena was one of them. And we called a meeting. I remember it was something like February 2009. About half of the people came, and we said, why don't we restart the chapter? Everybody agreed. We had elections. I was elected president. And I think at the International Women's Day 2009, we first gave a presentation of what WIN is and what the activities are. And I must say, since then we have had a boost in our membership, and we now have almost 100 members. And as you know, our activities, we've been really very active. And our activities have also been recognized by the highest management. The Director General has mentioned us several times in his reports to the Board of Governors. So Gabi was behind this as well. Gabi and I have also attended a number of WIN-related events, and sometimes we couldn't get support from the IAB for our travels, so what we did was to share hotel rooms, to share transportation, etc., to make it as cheap as possible, and we had a really good time, I must say. And we got to know each other closer than usual. Would have been the case if we had two separate rooms, no?
We were snoring together.
Gabi also had this link to the Cybersdorf bus, and she got agreement from DG's office at that time that we could use that bus for WIN-related activities. So the bus was at our disposal several times when, for example, when we had our retreats. So I think without Gabi, WIN IAE would still be dormant for another couple of years. And I think we should all be grateful to Gabi. Most of you, maybe I would never have interacted with you without Gabi, so we really appreciate that. And I must say, over the years, I also got to know Gabi's family, her husband Jochen, who's really a good-hearted, nice man who has been running the show at home while Gabi was working. They have two lovely sons, David and Daniel, who now are grown-up young men and who have a good education, and I can see it, they have a respect for women, and they have a lot of respect and tolerance for anything that is different. So I think this is also due to their upbringing. So it has been a great privilege for me to know a person like Gabi. It will be very hard for me when Gabi is no more around. Although anyway, we still be willing to be at WIN IAE as our future vice president working from home, as some of us do anyway. Today Gabi is going to talk to us about the Witch of Cybersdorf. And when I saw the title, I thought, no way, this can't be a witch. She's a queen of Cybersdorf. But anyway, she insisted on the witch, and so in order to bring out this role, we have improvised some outfits for Gabi so that
but this way. I have to ride away. Thank you very much. Thank you. I didn't know, otherwise I would have a different outfit. It's fine, okay.
perfect. Maybe beside the screen. Okay, so please start with the starters or whatever there is, and they will walk around to ask for the main menu, and then we start with
Okay. Well, dear ladies, dear gentlemen, although you are not yet a big member,
Not yet.
you should become one.
Jane is working on that.
So it's a great pleasure and honor for me that actually Wien is hosting this luncheon for my firm. You know, I've worked more than 13 years actually in cyber stuff, actually exclusively, although I was in headquarters quite often. And I think it was a quite inspiring period of my life. Now it's a new chapter and we will see what it comes. But looking back, I wanted to share some of my experiences I gained over those many years. And why did I ask or insist on the witch of cyber stuff? Witches are not only ugly, they are beautiful. Witches have magic. And witches can be very funny, although they have also some cruelty in their heart, and I think this actually reflects me quite well. And probably many of headquarters staff, specifically my former NI directors, who are not here. When I joined the agency, I was joining the NA department. They probably often thought about me as the witch, and I assume they cursed me on many, many occasions. So, just some reflections over the